The Galaxy Z Flip 7 and Flip 7 Fan Edition are here. We've got all the information you need to know. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. At a special event in Sydney last week, I got to go hands-on with everything that Samsung has just announced at Galaxy Unpacked. This video, we're going to focus on the Galaxy Z Flip 7 and the Flip 7 FE. Starting with the big one though, the Flip 7. There is a lot to talk about here and a lot that we loved about what we got hands-on, our limited hands-on time with it. First thing to start with is the brand new design. Yes, it's still a flip phone, but Samsung have changed, I guess, the experience of using the flip in a couple of key areas. Starting with the less obvious, it's now wider when it's open. So it's a more traditional sort of aspect ratio, 21:9, and it's a 6.9-inch screen from corner to corner, meaning that you've got that bigger screen experience and more traditional smartphone experience, whilst also maintaining that compact feel of a flip when it's closed. That also means, though, that it is wider when it's closed, but there's a couple of reasons why that doesn't matter so much. The first is that it's thinner compared to the Flip 6. Not by a lot, but you do notice a bit of a difference when you have them sort of next to each other, that it is thinner, and that means when it's closed, it's still occupying less hand space, even though it's wider and occupying more, if that makes sense. But the other reason why it doesn't matter is because you've got this massive, bright, intense cover display that goes all the way to the borders and wraps around the cameras. And it's got Samsung's smallest bezels yet on a screen, 1.25 millimeters around the edge and the frame of that display. That display is gorgeous. Honestly, it's probably better than most people's phones that they have right now. It's 2,600 nits of peak brightness and 120 hertz. Now that is fixed, so there is no adaptive refresh rate on that cover screen, but the fact that you've got fluid and massive size means you're going to be able to get really good interactions out of it. Samsung have changed and allowed you to do more from this cover screen, especially with the new widget experience that kind of stacks things all together and sort of groups things more cohesively. But the fact that you've got it just there in that size and it so seamlessly goes around the cameras that the cameras don't even seem to get in the way, it's really nice. And you honestly, looking at it, don't feel like it's real. It just feels like a concept phone that isn't ready yet, but by gosh, it is. This new cover display that now that it's bigger also gives you, I guess, a better sort of camera experience to go along with it. Samsung have kind of played around with the fact they have the cameras there and developed some animations to sort of take advantage of it. And in some ways, I feel like it's an intentional experience with these animations they've created. So when you sort of get palm selfie up and then you start a countdown timer, there's going to be a countdown that starts on the left side of the screen and then counts towards the cameras, almost like it's drawing your eyes to where the cameras are, so you can be looking at the camera when it's time to snap the photo. Love that touch. And also with video, it sort of brings sort of a red recording ring around the cameras too, again, to indicate that recording has started and to look at the cameras when you're talking. The cameras also light up when you activate too. Nice touch. Samsung have also expanded what you can do in the cameras. There's new live filters that you can apply directly onto the photo before you take it, which means that you don't have to go in afterwards and apply filters. You can preview it in real time before you snap it. Aside from it being a flip phone, we kind of know what flip phones are about, and we'll probably be able to tell you a lot more once we get our unit here at SamMobile. But the fact is that you now have a lot more that you can do with this flip. It's running the Exynos 2500. A lot of people are going to immediately be put off by this, and if that's the case, then this phone probably was never for you. If you care more about Snapdragon and performance, go get a Fold or an S25 Ultra or the S25 range at all. The Flip, this is a fashion-focused, experience lifestyle phone. Doesn't matter what chip it's running. The Exynos 2500 is capable. You don't need to worry about performance here. And the reason I say that is because not only do you have that chip, but you've got a 4,300 mAh battery in this flipping, folding phone. And then, to top it all off, for the first time on Flip, Samsung have put full Samsung DeX in here in the software. Now, if you're waiting for Flip to arrive with DeX, now is the perfect time to jump in because it's here. As far as the cameras go, they are the same cameras as what you had last year, the 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide. No hardware update to the cameras, and we didn't really get any sort of software or algorithm stuff spoken to us about. again, when we get ours in studio, my bedroom, we'll have a full sort of workup on what the cameras can do. Then we turn our attention to the Flip 7 FE, the fan edition. With all sort of, I guess, honesty, this is a Flip 6 repackaged. And I wouldn't say it's exactly a Flip 6. It feels a bit heavier, and rather than a matte finish back, they've got a glossy glass back on the back of it. You also lose the, I guess, colored rings around the camera on the Flip 7 FE. Not a big deal, but it's meant to be coming in like the S24 FE did at that sort of lower price, but still give people the flipping experience. The other aspects about it is that it's got a 4,000 milliamp hour battery and an Exynos 2400. So similar to how the fan edition of the S series is running, it's not going to be running the full latest processor. It is sort of using a last year's variant. But again, I don't think it's that big of a deal because it's coming in at a lower price point, and I think it still offers people that flip phone experience without the heavier price tag to go along with it. But for all intents and purposes, it's a Flip 6 that's been repackaged as a fan edition, which I'm not against, by the way. I think it's actually a really good move. So you let me know which Flip you like the look of. I'm a huge fan of this cover display on the Flip 7. Like I said, it felt future. That's not really that good. Felt like the future holding it in your hands because it was basically just a screen. And then you unfolded it and you've got an inner display as well. Lots of people will ask about the crease. I genuinely was so captivated by the cover screen that I forgot to check it. So again, when we get it here, we'll go through all of that. So make sure you hit subscribe to SamMobile TV. If you're interested in pre-ordering any of the products that Samsung announced today, use the links in the description. Go check out our website for lots of in-depth coverage of what's to come in the next few weeks. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.